Greetings. I hope this finds you well. Today I wanted to share a story with y'all that actually the powers that be did not want me to share with you, but I thought it was a interesting and fascinating experience. So this has to do with me and a friend. This was many moons, many years ago. We may or may have not ingested some psilocybin mushrooms, and then later on that night we were, I should say, visited by this, no other way to describe it, as some type of what we perceive to be like an extraterrestrial spacecraft type of thing. And we both, at the time, like experienced the same thing. So we were in a house, and then this like circular looking ship that was like had these really bright lights around it, like seemed to come down from the sky, and it was just the kind of force of it coming down to the ground. I think it was like shaking the house, and like I said, the lights were really bright, and we were both like, oh my god, like what is going on? And we were the only two people there, and we both like, what? We're both like seeing this is so like just like insane. I've never saw or experienced like anything like that before or since that experience. And I guess we were two just kind of in awe and enamored with what was going on at the time. I think, yeah, I did have some type of cell phone at the time that probably would have been capable of taking a video or a picture of this object, of this unidentified spacecraft thing, but neither of us thought of doing that at the time, because like I said, we were just both super in shock of what we saw, and don't remember exactly like how long the spacecraft was on the ground, and then eventually like took off, and we were both like just tried to kind of like debrief what we saw and kind of experienced. But it's really fascinating and interesting, and I think maybe one of the reasons that we did experience that night was that the psilocybin mushrooms that we may or may have not ingested that night, if they may have been ingested, then I think possibly what happened is that by ingesting those, it allows our kind of spirit, our body, to kind of open to connect on a different level. And I think if these extraterrestrial creatures or whatever it was in this circular looking spaceship thing, they were able to pick up on that, and I think that's why we both saw and experienced that night, because we that plant may or may have not opened our minds and our bodies to that possibility, and they were able to pick up on that, and I think that's why we both had that experience that night. And like I said, I've never had an experience similar to that, either before or after. And I've always kind of been of the mindset that I think I'm never going to, rule out the possibility that the intelligent life forms exist outside of our planet, because I think that would be very kind of short-sighted and myopic and self-centered to think that we're the only intelligent life form in the whole, galaxy or solar system or whatnot. So, and yeah, and this spacecraft that we saw was nothing like any human-made thing I'd seen before. I'm probably not doing a very good job of describing it, but yeah, it was a super, super fascinating um, experience, and one that, like, obviously was so out of the ordinary, it stuck in my mind's eye all these years later. And even though the powers that be did not want me to share this with you, I thought it was worthy of a little chat. And just curious, have you ever had any type of experience directly, or somebody with something like this, as far as potentially coming into contact with other life forms, or seeing some type of unidentified space, oh shoot, that tea's really hot, a spacecraft. Yeah, so it's just fascinating. Would be interested to hear if anybody else has seen something like that themselves. Let's remember to be kind to the planet, to each other, to the animals, and to ourselves. And if you come into contact with anybody from a different planet or solar system, let's remember to extend them that same level of kindness.